Okay, this is the old shop teacher right here. Grover's out in front, almost ready to start. So I want you to see what he's doing.
Something like that.
All right, here's Grover getting started. He hasn't done this in quite a while.
If my grade's worse than a C, just don't tell me. Just say, well, that was a good first attempt.
Come on, move it. You're wasting time.
Chuck doesn't have that much time left. That's what he's worried about.
Yeah, I'm 85 years old. You know, I won't live forever. I do have a plan, though, on dying.
Wait, you can't tell him that plan while I'm doing this?
I sure can.
All right, do what you want.
I will. I'm going to get shot to death by a jealous husband climbing out a bedroom window. And I think that's a pretty darn good plan. But I'm going to be around 103 or 4 when that happens. So, okay, I'm filming away. By golly, I got it to work. The technical stuff I'm not very good at.
Yes, you got to say yes.
Oh, yeah. There's Grover. That piece of metal he's working on, we'll flatten it a little bit and then get the pattern of the roadrunner on there for you. This tank that you're using here was an A.O. Smith water tank, and they have real heavy glass lining on the inside. So it does affect the cutting a little bit and make cleanup a little harder. Other than that, the metal is free. To buy a piece of metal that size probably costs you $3, but I'm cheap. Go to the dump, get stuff. There we go, the hammering process to flatten the material. All right, now we've taped it on just to hold the pattern in place. We're going to use this pen here, which is a Sharpie that has sort of a silver marking in it. These are interesting pens. You have to store them upside down or they'll dry out and not work. So always put it upside down. Then all you're going to do is just trace around like this, Grover. Get these little bumps in here. Not that we're going to mean we'll get them cut out real well, but make sure you get everything all traced. And when this bird has awful skinny legs, so we're going to cut on the outside of the line on the legs to make the legs a little fatter. Okay, I'm going to hand you this, Grover, and you're going to go all the way around and simply put this Sharpie marker right there. Now he's tracing it around, holding the pattern in place. This will eventually be all cut out. He wants me to give you advice because I understand you just got married. I know when I was teaching high school, kids would ask me if I was married. I tell them yes, and they say, well, how is married life? And I said, well, it's okay. Been married as long as I have. I said, but I've got the perfect formula for marriage life. Be married half the year and pick your days.
Oh, let's say close. It's a little better.
It's
still going?
Yeah,
It's still going. It's still going.
I don't know.
You're filming the table leg, though.
Yeah. I understand that Liza's going to edit this thing before you're able to see it.
Well, hopefully. She doesn't always do what she's told, but she's generally a good girl.
Well, she'll do it. If not, you got to listen to a lot of nonsense.
Anyway.
When? Okay. The reveal.
Oh!
Look at there.
Look, I did one thing right in a row.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't ask the teacher yet, but I don't care. I feel like I did it right.
He did a pretty good job on that thing. You can do on a cut before you just cut. Now, I want you to cut this edge right here. This is just a practice cut.
This is like a quiz,
Yeah.
right? Is this what they do for shop for a pop quiz?
Sometimes. Now, this is what we're going to do. The end of the torch, Grover, right here, has a diameter. And most of the time, when you move the torch, you keep that line right in the middle of the diameter of the torch, right there.
Right in the middle.
Right
so
in the middle.
center point is what we say in
Yeah,
geometry.
the center point.
Okay.
The center point, right in the middle.
My geometry teacher thought I was talking the whole time and not paying attention.
Yeah. Anyway, it's kind of a learned thing. This has what they call a drag trip on it. If you can catch the end of that, these marks right here, they're actually little bitty recesses. So the only thing that touches the middle is the high spots right here. You can just drag it along like this, and it steadies your arm a little bit so you're not shaking. This thing will pick up your heartbeat. If you're nervous at all, you'll see the wiggle, and it'll repeat in the metal. Now, once you come over, put your arm down here. You can drag it or hold it a little bit above it. And what I want you to do this time, because I'm going to thicken up the legs on this sucker, I'm going to have you drag along. Instead of putting it in the middle like you usually do, I'm going to have you drag along so that the tip end is right here, and the actual cutting is going to take place right there. Okay, go see how you can do.
So we're getting a lot of wisdom for Chuck, but I got to interject one that come to mind from my dad. He always said the main thing is to keep the main thing. And it seems kind of self-explanatory, but you'd be surprised if you get the wrong person in charge how easy it is to lose the main thing. Now, there's the main thing like overarching, which I'm a big picture guy. But look, in this case, this is a main thing. Tell them what this is. I don't know. What is this?
That completes the circuit. It's really not a ground like in arc welding, but it completes the circuit. And it's sort of miscalled the ground, but it really isn't. It's just the completion of the electrical circuit.
Now, I learned from experience in your shop that this is a main thing. Why is this a main thing, Chuck?
Because it won't work without it.
That's a main thing if it won't work without it.
That's right.
Go.
Okay. When you use this torch...
It's called a plasma cutter, right?
Yeah, the plasma cutter torch. You're going to follow this line right around here. As steady as you can. Right here. Now, if you make mistakes and you overcut, don't worry about it. Go back and keep going. We can weld these in later and make repairs. Keep going on around. If you don't get a good, cut these little small fine pieces in here is kind of hard. Sometimes it's just easier to make your cut, and then we'll take those down and clean them out with a file. A little manual labor there.
So it sounds to me like there's different ways to get it done.
Yeah.
There's different options.
There's different options, yeah. We can fix a lot of them. Go around this way. I don't know if this bird has an eye or not, or which.
No, he just wants a silhouette.
Okay.
Let's keep it simple. Simple is sometimes elegant.
Okay. Do this. And just go ahead and make your cut smooth as you can. Now, you got to go just the right speed. If you go too fast, you overrun the ability of the torch to cut the metal, and you won't make a cut all the way through. If you go too slow, you tend to shake a little bit more and you get lumpy edges, but that's okay. That would be ruffled feathers on a running bird. Okay.
Chuck should be teaching the SEL classes that says, it's okay to make mistakes. It doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes it a mistake, and you just pick up the pieces and move on. Then you're not dysfunctional. Yeah. That's healthy.
That's right.
Farmers and shop teachers, I think, probably raise fairly well emotionally adjusted people. Is that true, or who knows?
Who knows?
That's not your expertise.
Not my expertise.
You want me to shut up and start working, huh?
Yeah, Grover, you do talk a lot, I must say. If you ever start doing this consulting you do with this love of children or whatever that program that you're doing, you got to be concise.
I know. I got to have someone on the timer. I would hire you to do it, but I can't afford you.
That's right.
All right, let's do it.
Grover's first cut. Okay, Grover, look at the first cut. Could you see kind of the wiggles?
Yeah.
Now look over here how smooth that was.
Yeah.
Got a lot smoother when you started using your arm as a pivot.
Show me again, for the slow learners like me, show me your arm as a pivot. What's it that look like versus without it? Oops, hold on. Hold on. All right, show me. Just model it for me.
Right here. Instead of free-handing it and trying to go like this, notice my arms are up in the air, everything's floating. It's best to set a fist down on the table, figure out where you're going, and move it like this. You can move your wrist one way or another, but everything is being guided off this pivot, so to speak. And the pivot is your hand with a glove on it generally. And you can go forward and back by just rolling, or you can, by twisting, you can go this way. But everything is more steady, and you can see that difference by right in here.
You know what I appreciate about the way you teach is that you don't tell me, no, that's wrong. You re-teach the principle and then leave it to me to analyze how I need it. You don't even tell me that I need to do something different usually. once in a while if I'm lighting the building on fire or something, but other than that, I appreciate that's good pedagogy, Chuck. Honestly, if my dad had known I was going to have a shop teacher like you, he probably would have let me take shop.
You should have.
Well.
Oh well, you'll learn.
God had a plan.
Okay.
Better late than never.
Come on, let's get this done. You've got 2 of them to make, and the sun's going down pretty. I tell you what, it's hard to keep Grover on task. All he wants to do is talk. I don't know if you're going to get your 2 roadrunners cut out or not. I've found over my years of teaching, some kids have problems concentrating. There's lots of distractions. And if you'd allow them to wear earphones or earmuffs or hearing protectors, the production went way up. Look at Grover. Look at Grover. He's got earmuffs on, and he's doing a little bit better.
Chuck,
but it's still hard to keep him on
track.
track.
They're headphones. It's music. It's the music.
Well, he says it's the music. Well, if it works, keep him on, Grover. Have about 1.5 inches to go. Come on, Grover, your last little bit. You're in the stretch. Don't choke up. Keep going. You can do it. All these years of training.
All these years of not showing up.
Yeah, keep going.
It's not going. Do I need to clean it?
You might.
All right, that's...
Okay, it's going.
Chuck, it doesn't go. Okay. Watch. Oh, wait, it went. All right, well, if it didn't go...
You scrub the end with a wire brush, and sometimes that helps. However, these things are called consumables, and after a while, they just quit, and you have to put new ones in. They're not too expensive, $3 or so.
$3 for one?
Yeah.
I guess it's all relative.
Yeah.
That's what I used to pay for a G.I. Joe figure.
Well, I don't know about that. I know G.I. Joe dig ditches because he's in the Army. All right. Last little bit. Come on. Don't tense up. Move a little faster. There it is. It shook out. How about that? Hold it up, Grover. Don't burn your fingers. Pick the cool end.
Which is the cool end? How do I know without touching it?
Well, that's how you keep touching it until it's not hot.
What a coach.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I don't want to brag, but this is the best Roadrunner I ever made. It's also the only Roadrunner I ever made.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, there we go.
Now, you stop it or
no?
You're still going.
Now, right in here is his leg is pretty thin.
Yeah.
Well,
it'll be all right.
We're going.
We'll do another one better.
Okay, doing that. We're going to lay a little rod behind here and weld it and thicken it up.
You're the boss.
Okay. All right. Now you have to get your metal up here and get it all set and do another one. I'm shutting this sucker off.
Yeah.